What a summer it's been at the Eagles. We're about to start season 9. 10 in, 10 out. I say it every year. I've put together the best squad, I think. This year, it's 100%. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments when I reel through the players that we've signed. We've made profit in the transfer market and we have broke our record signing. We have made a £10 million signing. Let's go and see the business that we've done in, but we'll start with the outs first. Let's go. Right, Darami's gone. He didn't want to leave necessarily, he didn't ask to leave. I've tried to be clever. We made 7.5 million on a free transfer. He is going to be 29 halfway through the season. His technical attributes are okay. He had an okay season for us last year. 30. Remember him? Towards the end we had a really good stand. He played in every game apart from one. To be fair, 7 goals, 7 assists. It's okay. We've signed a replacement. Well, we'd already signed someone on a free transfer who was better. So he was kind of going to be like our Europa League winner. I thought, no. He had 2 years left on his deal. He's going to end up going on a free or we're going to not get the value. So I offered him out for 10 million. Leipzig came in and paid 7.5. So we're letting go a guy who gave us some moments throughout those 4 seasons. He's racked up over 100 appearances, double figures in 3 out of the 4 seasons as well. But time to move on. I promise we've got a better replacement. And the next one out, you won't hear the word Raskin anymore, I don't think. Once again, 29 years old. We signed someone in the summer beforehand who's better. He's 29, as I said. I think he had 2 years left on his deal. He was at his peak. I thought, let's sell him at his peak. He was on 12 grand a week, which, look, wages are fine. We've extended a couple of contracts for some of the younger players that have cost us a little bit. We've still got quite a bit of money to play with, to be fair. But I thought 7 million for Raskin. Look, 6.99 last season. He's okay. He's got decent vision. Passing's decent. But it just made sense. We're trying to build. We've got some younger players in, ready to go at it for the next 5 years, and having a little bit of money in the bank so we can splash the cash when we need to has proven really valuable. So Raskin has gone. Yves Collard has gone. I think it kind of shows you the level that he's actually at, that he's only gone to due to the Jules Vargem, God knows. He just lacks a little bit of no pace, no acceleration, no agility. So he's a little bit wooden at 6'4". First touch good, but he can't finish, he can't dribble. He's obviously a clever player with his mentals, but he just don't contribute enough. Like, yes, he didn't play much last year, most of the appearances, but he had 25 starts, 15 starts, 35 starts. These are all in attacking midfield places. We're looking at him to be our kind of best player, and in terms of creativity, and he's just not that. So we decided to cash in. I was hoping a big club would come and spend maybe double what we got for him, but that wasn't the case. We got him out, 3 million. We signed him on a free. He's been a decent player for us, but we're kicking on now, and we don't have time to carry players like this. Ernest Pacu has gone, free transfer. He never played. Well, he played a bit. Loads of sub appearances and stuff. Only actually had 1 sub appearance last year. So even though he was Dutch, we've strengthened in all those attacking areas. So it made sense to let him go. Managed to get him out on a free transfer. Christian Gravensen, one of the young players that we'd signed. I was hoping to get a permanent deal out for him. Wasn't the case, but he has gone to 20 on loan. They're paying about 80% of his wages, so happy with that. It was a late deal to be done. He was actually in our reserves. He's not taken any part of sort of like first team pre-season. So fingers crossed he has a decent season with them, and then we could sell him next summer. And Tobias Neuberger. He came from Manchester United on a free. He's gone to Luton on loan. He's got tremendous mentals. His physicals aren't too bad, but his technicals, to be fair, he's 13 passing, 11 marking, 40 tackling. We just haven't got room. We weren't going to be able to register him in the Europa League as well, even though I'm looking at doing a little bit of a sort of like a rotated side in Europa League. So he's down, maybe 6th, 7th choice centre midfielder, 6th, 7th choice centre half. And even though he is Dutch, he's not even actually trained in the nation because he came through the youth system at Man United. So we didn't really need it in terms of registration either. So I've let him go, probably get a deal done for him permanently next summer. Felix de Klerk has gone. He came through as a bit of a starlet and then never kicked on. And we got a nice little bit of money for him. He's gone back to Portugal. Jesus. He's gone back to Belgium, where he is from. Came through our youth system. We got a nice bit of money for him. Nice chunk of change. £1.6 million. Obviously, yeah, he's just nowhere near it. Absolutely nowhere near it in terms of technicals, especially what we're wanting from our left back. And even our centre-backs, to be fair, I want them to be good at carrying the ball. And, yeah, passing 8, dribbling 8. He's got decent speed, but apart from that, nowhere near the standard. Diego Torreira has gone. The man who I thought was going to be the goal scorer for us, and it just hasn't worked out for him. He's played in a couple of games, scored a couple of decent goals, but we got him out the door. We had to let him go on the cheap. We made a profit for him. I just wanted him out. And we'll be interested to see how he gets on at Getafe. What league are they? They're in La Liga. Okay, so a couple of these players have gone on to probably what you class as bigger leagues, so we'll be interested to see how he gets on. Lacking a bit in the technicals, and we've strengthened twice in the striker area, so he was even further down the pecking order. And another big one has gone. We've let go of 3 big players this summer. I've kind of just realised it's dawned on me. Durami, Mouvier and Raskin. Mouvier's come in, and I think he played, about 6 seasons, was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons with the club. He was a little bit unhappy with play time. He's just not as good as what some of the other players we've got. He was reaching his peak as well in terms of value and contract, 2 years left, like the others. And I decided to cash in, and hopefully that has given us the opportunity to rebuild. Not rebuild, but replace with some younger, fresher talent. We've also got a little bit of money left in the bank as well. And the last one, Oliver Ertzen, quite a nice little player that we had as a backup, just isn't at the level. It was one of those where we were trying to just sign Dutch players to get some Dutch players through the door, both-footed. He's gone on a free, and that's the last one. All right, let's go and see the business we have done. So the first one through the door is Thiago Andrade. He was the first one in. He is the replacement for Durami on a free transfer from Porto. As you can see, he's made a tremendous start. 24 years old, inverted winger, rated 3.5 star. 50. He's got decent pace, stamina, brilliant technicals. Look at dribbling, crossing, first touch, technique, passing, vision decent, work rate, determination, flair. Knocks the ball past opponents, runs with the ball often, likes to beat opponents repeatedly. He's going to be a little bit exciting. So that is the first one. He kind of came in at times at Porto, look, and actually did quite well in a lot of games. He played for Porto B at the start. I'm actually really excited to see how well he does. I said, already got what? 1 assist, 2 goals, 1 man of the match. I think he'll be getting probably, I'm hoping for 10 goals, 10 assists, or 20 goal contributions from him in the Eredivisie this season. We've signed an Englishman. It is Charles Riches, who is on a free from Liverpool. I just felt we needed a little bit of... Now we're in Europa League. There are some big-ass teams in the Europa League, and we want to qualify for the next stage, but we need to be clever with rotation. He was on a free, 10.5 grand a week, value between 4.3, 5.8. Good age profile as well, 23. I think there's also sell-on value if he does awesome for us. Big English clubs will come knocking. If he doesn't, there's always them sort of like lower end Premier League Championship clubs that we might be able to sell him to. So I'm quite hopeful. He's going to probably start more as a backup to start with, but really good backup. We've increased, we're talking players like Ertzen, Neuberger who have left. They were the backups last year. He is now a backup, and he would have probably been good enough to start last season. We always like to raid Ajax, and we've done this with Stanis Mbubu Muzambo, who I'm unsure of at the moment. He was kind of going to be a backup left winger. He can dribble, he's got good first touch, good technique, good pace. So he's going to probably do that. I think we're training him out there anyway, but he is flexible, can do DM, can do obviously midfield, attacking midfield, can do a little job on the right, on the left. So a really handy player. I think he's going to get a lot of football, in particular in this first half of the season in the Europa League. Free transfer, released from Ajax, kicked about in their sort of like their second side. Was it Young? Do we call him Young? Young? I think we call him Young. There he is. I don't think he's going to set the world alight, especially with the quality that we've got, but a really nice backup. Remember, like a couple of years ago, players like Ernest Poku were back up. He is 5 times the player of Poku, so really happy to have that kind of strength in depth in the squad. The Raskin replacement is Teixeira Lima. Deep line playmaker, 23 years old, free transfer, released from Porto, so that's the second time we've managed to raid Porto. Physical's not great, but both footed, vision 16, positioning 15, leadership, determination, decisions all 15 plus. First touch needs a little bit of work, but passing 15, tackling 11's okay, technique 18. Looks for a pass rather than scoring. He's going to be brilliant in the middle of midfield, so much better than Raskin, and he hasn't maybe not even reached his full potential yet. And a free transfer. Another free transfer is Anthony Malambo. Now, I looked at him a couple of years ago, I think even last season, then he chose to go to Cremonese on loan. Had a really good season for them in the B League, sorry, in Serie B, 10 goals, 7 assists. We've brought him in. He's going to be a little bit of a like the backup box-to-box midfielder. We've lost Mouvier, we've lost Raskin, we've obviously still got Fabian who signed a new deal. I'm thinking with his work rate, he could probably do a little bit of a job of either deep line playmaker or even box-to-box. He could even go out on that left, but it's given us plenty of better options from the bench. We've got this rotation. Players are going to get tired. Maybe when we're at home against the lesser sides, players like Malambu might be able to come in and do a job. And also, as you can see, he is Dutch. Started at Feyenoord, and then next gen, Juventus signed him for 5.25 million. So he's definitely got the ability to be a really, not a big impact for us this year, but a really good squad player. One of our new right backs is Diego Rodriguez. He is a 21-year-old. We paid 1.4 million from Liverpool FC. He has got tremendous physicals and mentals. We're still working on the technicals. We're training his dribbling. I think we're trying to train his crossing, I think, actually. But 14 passing, 15 technique, 13 tackling, decent mentals, as I said, decent pace, decent stamina, decent on both sides, left foot, right foot. It says 3.5 star. His value's already shot up. I'm really pleased that we've got him in. You know, I don't need him to be a dribbler. I'm hoping he can clip balls down the line, you know, for our strikers to run onto and stuff. So he can kind of do that with his passing. His vision's very good. So hopefully he can dig out a couple of crosses as well. Crossing on 10. He's already on. If we can get that maybe up to 12 or 13. I think we've got a really good player. Once again, really good sell on value. Remember, we're Eagles. We're not the top of the tree just yet. We're a long way from that. So having players with sell on value is key. The record signing. We spoke about him at the end of the season. He's worrying me. In pre-season, he's had a shocker. The start of the season, he's had a shocker. 6.8, 3 goals, 3 games, 1 goal. I'm a little bit worried. That he's not the guy that I thought he was going to be. Look, 10 million, it's a lot of money, but he's Dutch. We could probably get value out of him, even if he ends up being a backup. He's a good Eredivisie player. Is he going to kick us on to that next level? Probably not. But I just, look, heading good, first touch good, finishing good, composure good, anticipation good, pace, okay, 13. Track record of scoring a decent amount of goals for Utrecht. We're better than Utrecht. We'll probably create more chances Utrecht. So you never know. We've made a late signing, which is going to probably put his place in jeopardy a little bit for today's live com game. But there he is. Tidge Den. We're going to go Bogend or Begende? Let me know down in the comments. And then we made 3 transfers quite close to the end of the transfer window. We've brought in an Austrian. We just wanted a little bit of extra cover at right wing back. Want rotation options if possible. We were going to go with Bazic as the backup, but then I thought that then moves Bazic out the centre half. He may need a rest. What happens when both wing back and Bazic need a rest? Rodriguez. We need another player. So Vincent Lorenz came up in my scout report. We've got him from Austria. £3 million. That was his release fee. Maybe a little bit much, but 5'10", crossing 11. So we're getting there with that. But marking 15, tackling 15, technique 16, good positioning, good decisions, good anticipation, good aggression, good stamina, good mentals, good physicals, decent enough technicals. Maybe like that passing a little bit up. He's maybe not going to be as creative, but going to be a decent, solid option. And he can even maybe do a job for us at right centre half as well. Isaac Simmons has come in as a backup. We've not paying any of his wages. We're paying a 675 grand loan fee, but I just liked his physicals. He's going to be aggressive going forward. Doesn't say likes that left wing back role yet, but we will get the opportunity. We've got Buliza, and then we've got young Van Barneveld, who's not at the standard yet and probably will never be at the standard. And I've probably only kept him because he's been developed by us. So I dived in, transfer window, pretty much deadline day, and picked up Isaac Simmons from Manchester City. He's of a good age as well, 22. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay. He'll be a decent addition, good backup, good substitute option. And the last one's a little bit of an exciting one. Sky Vink. He started his career at Ajax. Manchester United paid £16 million for him, signed him on a 5-year deal, and then have released him. He did 22 appearances last year for Man United, no starts, all as sub. But he's Dutch. He's still quite young. He's 3.5 star, 14 pace, 16 dribbling, 13 finishing. He's got good determination, good flair, good composure. Yeah, why not? He can go on the left-hand side as well. An inside forward, I think he'll be pretty good at. So I'm quite confident that he is, for his value as well. We got him on a free. We've paid a lot to get him because Aston Villa and Espanyol started to have a sniff. So I went in big. I thought, let's break the wage structure a little bit. He's gone over by a couple of grand, but he's definitely worth it, I think, because he's on a free. He's Dutch, loving the hair as well. So there he is, Sky Vink. Fingers crossed he can really contribute this season, especially if Bogende is having a bit of a stinker. So that is all the transfers. We've still got 11.67 million left because of the amount of money we've spent. We have got about 34,000 in the wages as well and 13 million pound in the bank. Our Eredivisie season has started quite well. I'm not getting it yet. You know, these are shite and we only just beat them 1-0. We're kind of creating bits, but not enough. With the tactic, we're still going to 3-4-3. We may go attacking at some point, but I think we're just going to stay on positive mentality just for now. So we are, even though we've won all 3 games, we're only 4th because there's 4 of us that, to be Feyenoord have just drawn. 20 Ajax and us of all won games. PSV looks like are back in it. Feyenoord have made an absolute massive amount of transfers. They've spent about £26.5 million. Our Europa League is going to be tricky. There's Juventus, Tottenham, Bayer Leverkusen, PSV, Shakhtar, Marseille, Sporting, Gala, Leicester Rangers. There's Fiorentina in there. AZ Alkmaar. FC Honka, whoever they are. Bordeaux are back in Europe. Valencia, Wolfsburg. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. So I think maybe top 8 is going to be out of the way. But if we can qualify for the knockout round, be competitive, the board want. They're still not expecting much for us. But I really want to go in the cup this year. I really want to see if we can get to the final. We want to win a trophy, don't we? This is season 9. Top half, still the board expectation. But obviously we want European football every single season. Now, we've got a couple of little injuries here. Vink is injured, so he's not going to be able to debut today. And Andrade is injured, which is really frustrating. Our new signing on that left-hand side who's been absolutely fantastic. So we're going to go with... Let's go with... What's he called? Muzambo. Let's go for Muzambo on that left-hand side because that's what we had him to do initially, to be a little bit of a backup. Signorelli, by the way, is looking hot. He's still 19, but his transfer value is £36 million, raising up to 44 million. I'm a little bit worried that he's only got 2 years left on his deal. We may have to make a decision with that. Maybe in January, sign him to a new deal, or look at potentially selling him on, depending on how well he does. He's not made a fantastic start to the season. Conceição is still with us. Letkovic is still with us, but we're going with Williams, Andre, Bazic, Rodriguez, Boliza, Lima, Fabian, Signorelli, Muzambo, and then Bogende up front. This is Vol, who are quite a decent side. They're a possession-based side. I think we played them a couple of times and really struggled to break them down. And I think they ended up slipping away at the end. Our European journey is starting as well. We've got Karabag. They're our first opponents there, so we're going to have this Thursday, Sunday routine. I really don't want us to suffer, especially the first half of the season. We seem to struggle a lot and end up being in the bottom half, and then we end up going on a really good run towards the end of the season. I don't want that this season. I want us to be up there. Top 3 gets Champions League at the moment. Qualifying, yes. Can we do that? Potentially. If we have a really good season and we play it and our players are playing to the kind of top of their level, we've got a real good chance, I think, of potentially finishing 3rd. Right. What are we in? 38 minutes in. First highlight. I've already put it onto attacking because we've gone a bit flat. Not a lot has happened. And I'm a bit worried. We played these last year and we really struggled against them. It's one of those sides when I see the game before, you'd think, oh, it's only Zvol. And it's just they seem to just feel a little bit like our bogey team we're in. Bogende is in. He scored! He scored a goal. The ball man. Balled his best. That is the regen pack, by the way, that I have. Obviously, I have a new regen pack and it automatically assigns players. We're just going to say he's had a tough paper round. Someone asked in the last video about him. Looking a little bit rough. But he's banged it in. 1-0. First highlight of the game. First goal of the season. No, second goal of the season for Bogende. And we're 1-0 up. Like, if we can get out of these games, like 1-0, sneaking away wins, I will be absolutely delighted. I'm talking as... I was just thinking they're going to score. Just over. Should we put it back onto positive? We will do. Ask for a little demand more. Muzambo has really struggled on that left-hand side. Right, tell you what, let's bring Conceição on that left-hand side. Who just seem to always have... Can Signorelli go out on that side? No. We've also got Fode Fofana. But I like Conceição. He just seems to get on the ball. He has and generally has a really good impact. Let's just put him as an inverted winger on support. So we don't need to go hell for leather. Right, Maya. I don't know if this is a highlight or a tactic because I've done a tactic. They're a really good side though. They keep the ball well. Obviously, they'll be one of the smaller sides. There you go. They'll be one of the smaller sides in the division. And we seem to always struggle against them. Especially when I'm expecting my team to dominate the ball. And we don't do it against them. We're just sharing possession. We're sitting quite deep, look. Right, Signorelli. Bazicic. Oh, he's lost it. Fucking hell. Stop the cross. No, he's been absolutely skinned. And Jesus, just gone wide. We're under the cosh a little bit here, boys. Andre. Bazicic. Williams. Buliza. We've worked it well. Beat their first press. They seem to be pressing. It's whether we can just beat that press. Buliza. He's going to get tackled, isn't he? Oh, he's dug out a wonderful cross, I thought. And now they're going to have a little sniff out there. Can we win the first ball? No. We wouldn't have got the second. That's fine. And we're off again. Fabian. Signorelli. Rodriguez, the wing-back. He's been quiet. We've not seen much of him today. Oh, blocked. Is the highlight still going? No, we've lost it. Half a chance, maybe. Okay, coming into the last 10. I'm a little bit worried about doing too many changes, but I am going to do a little change up front. Let's get Fofana up there. And we're going to pass into space. Signorelli's struggling on the right-hand side. So I am going to bring in Rataj, who is our young Czech player, who probably won't play much, but when you've got a couple of injuries, it's nice to have players like him. Fabiani's struggling as well, so we're going to bring on Sylvain Voss into the middle of midfield. Changes galore. I'd probably be happy with a point, you know. We've just edged it in everything. There we go. Not the most beautiful start. The 3-4-3 is giving us... We're definitely going to be more compact and hopefully will be so much harder to beat, which we haven't been in the last few seasons. So there you go. We're up and running. Season 9. Let me know what you think to the transfers. We'll kick on. We'll probably bring a Europa League game as well. We'll maybe play one of the big games. I'm sure we've got Galatasaray and stuff in there at some point. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you later.